Welcome to Talking Beards, an entertainment news podcast all about the facial hair lifestyle and the people who use their beards and mustaches to help change the world. Join your hosts, World Goatee Champion Aaron D. Johnston and two-time National Goatee Champion Scott Sikora as they talk about all the important issues in the community, from charity events, competition news, styling tips, breaking news, and much more. Tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we stream live on all social media platforms as well as talkingbeards.com and answer all of your questions. Join in our chat room and be a part of the show each week as we give away great prizes, compliments of Honest Amish. I am your host, Aaron D. Johnston, and I am Scott Sikora, and we are Talking Beards.
All right, well, this isn't the first time he's been on the show, and this probably won't be the last. So tonight we have Shannon Clinkenbeard. He is putting on the You Matter 2 Beard and Mustache Competition on January 21st, 2023 in LaGrange, Texas at the historic Casino Hall. My gosh, it's going to be an amazing event. Let's just get into this thing.
Oh, my gosh.
What's up, Shannon?
What's up?
Man, you never look so good.
I know the people are so excited for you right now.
They are.
You can hear everybody's applause through the comments.
Mm-hmm. We're
Really?
that advanced now. Like
That
everyone's
is awesome.
applauding in their living rooms and stuff. We can hear it on the show. Even Crystal Davis is here.
Crystal Davis is here.
She's ready.
And
She's
Crystal Davis is gonna be here.
Serious?
Yeah. So I guess
Wow.
since y'all aren't doing your cigar time tonight, then I guess she came here with you. Did you?
She did.
You brought your posse? Where's Jeff Ray?
Jeff Ray is under the weather.
Uh-oh.
Aren't we all under the weather?
We're all a little bit under the weather. Is he having allergies?
We are.
That seems to be the
under
big thing
weather.
right now.
We're always under the weather.
Everybody's under. Yeah, never
Mhm.
thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Me neither till just now.
Yeah.
So
Aaron?
what's up, Panda Shannon? Your hot new nickname? The kids love it.
If memory serves me correct,
Uh-oh.
Clinkenbeard got started on here as well.
I do believe so.
Thank you. Yes. So, this is what we do. This is what we do here at Talking Beards Industries.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how you been, Shannon?
I've been good.
Yeah.
Good. Getting ready for the comp, and it's going to be here before we know it. We're a little over a week and a half away.
What else do you have to possibly do down there?
What
Not
doesn't he
much.
have to do?
Not much. We've got so all the food commentation earlier. The Lufka's on the square, absolutely really good place to get pigs in the blanket. The wife mentioned Weichels. Don't go to a donut shop here. I mean, you can if you just want regular donuts, but they're nothing special. They're donuts.
Yeah,
Go
they're
get
amazing.
you a kolache. Go to Weichels. Go to Country Bakery in Schulenburg, which is about 10 miles south of LaGrange. Get you a kolache. It's a pastry that has the center of it will have different whatever, and it could be fruits or chocolate or cream cheese or.
I like kolaches.
Yeah,
Get
see,
your
those to me were the traditional ones. Those are the ones my grandmother used to make. She used to like roll the dough out and take a glass and cut them, and then she would just basically only put prune. She'd do prune ones and apricot ones. And
Yes.
when I got down here to Texas, and I was like, I see all these signs everywhere for kolaches, and I'm like, I go in, and they're pretty much like the ones around here are like pigs in a blanket. They're like a hot dog or like a small little wiener. And I'm like,
You
that's a
said
pig.
wiener. Breaking news. Pandabread.
Yeah, panda bread. Stupid. Anyways,
I like it, Jeff.
but yeah, so that was my introduction to, like, I didn't realize that Texas had their own different type of kolaches. So, but yeah, the ones that you're talking about, those are the best, especially if you can get them warm.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's a huge
Wiener.
Czech heritage here, Czech and German heritage here in this area,
Yeah.
and I mean, yeah, go to Weichels, get you a kolache, or just east of town a little bit is a really cool store called Rushka's. It's Hruskas, and they've got some killer kolaches as well.
You know who has killer kolaches, and it's like just a little south of LaGrange?
Florida.
Buc-ee's. They got kolaches.
Those are mud. We call those mud boots.
Oh man, they're so good. They're probably the best ones ever created.
But yes, and I want to mention as well, I saw in his comments our buddy, which is also a sponsor of the competition, Mr. Vegan Al of Team Goatee.
Yeah, Vegan Al's going to be there.
Yeah, and so full disclosure, I know nothing about being a vegan. Don't pretend to. But we have secured our food truck, the same one we had last year. And I told him, and he's going to have a smaller menu. He's going to do quesadillas, street tacos, stuff like that, to where he can turn stuff out a lot quicker. So there won't be a big, huge menu. But I told him that we've got a couple of vegans coming as well, and he is going to accommodate those folks with some non-meat products.
That's super nice.
Do you see how much this community takes care of their own? This is great.
Look at that. You matter.
You matter, Al.
You matter too.
You matter too, Al. So speaking of doing things around town and whatnot, are you putting these bad boys up everywhere?
Those get picked up tomorrow, and they will be scattered all over.
How many of these things are you going to put up around LaGrange, you think?
I'm getting 100 of them printed.
Hold on. I want to see if that QR code works.
It does.
Is really nice. So Andrew Orton came up with these?
Andrew Orton came up with these. Andrew, I reached out to him. I said, hey, would you possibly be interested in maybe helping with t-shirt design and flyer design? And he said, what do you got in mind? He said, is there a theme? I said, not really a theme, but, we got buckles for trophies. So maybe a Western theme, something like that. And he replied back. He said, I'm already thinking. And that flyer, I just had him add a couple of dates and words to it. Other than that, that's his design first shot.
Well, it's got all the information on it.
It's got everything.
All the information. You can
I like the belt buckle on the You Matter logo.
Yeah.
I freaking love that so much.
Yeah. Got a little belt around it and everything. Yeah, that is really cool. And that's going to have, we'll be able to put those up in businesses and stuff, and it will have all the information on there. But just like Scott just tested, it's got that QR code. They can scan it and go to straight to the event Facebook page, and going to have everything there as well. So Thursday is the Wellness Council's first meeting of the year. And I'll be going to, and I'm going to give them several flyers that they're going to hand out as well in Colorado County, the next county to the east.
Well, you already brought it up. Let's just dive into the charity that You Matter Too is working with.
So it's they've shortened, for short, it's called the Wellness Council now, but it's the Health and Behavioral Wellness Council of the Greater Colorado Valley.
But not anymore.
Still is, yes and no. The reason they shortened it, because that was way too long for a website. So they,
and it's just a lot. It's just a lot to say.
Yeah. And they, so go to the event page, and their link is in there. Check them out. They started off, so they're brand new. They formed in January of 21. So they were just right at a year old whenever we had our first competition. And
now they're 2 years old.
Yeah, now they're 2 years old. Their first major goal was to secure a mental health officer for Colorado County. And this officer would first and foremost be a sheriff's deputy officer, but would have training in mental health situations, mental health calls, and make those calls to where they could greatly positively impact the outcome of such calls whenever somebody had a need or something like that. And he's at all the meetings. He's going to come to the comp. He's going to be there. So they've got they've obviously got him secured and hired. He's there. The county, they had to raise enough funds for 3 years worth of his expenses. And that completely includes his salary, his car, his training, his benefits, everything. So they had to come up with $300,000, $100,000 a year to present to the county and the commissioner's court and the county judge. And then after that, get them to agree to include that in their budget from then on. And they unanimously passed it. I was able to be there for the presentation to the commissioner's court as well.
When was that?
Super dude. He comes to all the wellness council meetings and gives a report on the prior months. And what's really cool about him, there's a 911 call for a situation, whatever it is. He goes and responds. And then whenever it's all taken care of, whether it be in whichever direction it goes, he goes back and just makes wellness checks to these people without them calling him.
That's cool.
He just goes by, knocks on their door, and, hey, how you doing? Do you need anything? How can I help you? You doing all right? And it's been an absolute wonderful thing. But now, if you'll go to their website and look them up, they have branched out greatly. I mean, they have put together a resource directory for folks to look up and see where services are near them in the rural communities, who they can talk to, if they need food assistance, clothing assistance, and they're now working on housing assistance. It is unreal the impact that they're having in the rural areas. And Tisha just said with his help, they've reported that their incidents have dropped around 30%.
Wow.
Because a lot of times they would have repeat calls. Same folks, but with him going back prior to there being a crisis and just a constant presence with them, he's truly helped them.
Wow.
So that's our charity. And, Dr. Maisie, her and her husband, Brent, are going to be at the comp again. Super people. She's actually a retired therapist, and they used to live in Sugar Land, which is just west of Houston, suburb of Houston. And she retired, and Brent sold his business and retired, and they moved to the country, and then they got to be friends with the county judge and discussing the lack of mental health services in the area and the lack of mental health resources and stuff. And that's how this all started.
Well,
go ahead.
No, and I was going to say, and I know that's how this all got started, and I know you've said previously when we've talked to you about this, but how did you get involved with them? How did that all happen again?
So when this all started, we started off, we wanted to, we came up with a big shave, for Jake and Monty to shave off their stashes if 25 grand was raised. And all of us involved, wanted this to go to a mental health type or a suicide prevention type charity. And we all sent out emails and messages to a lot of the big names and national alliances and stuff, and didn't get responses back. I work with a gentleman that unfortunately, so the Friday before the comp, the night of the meet and greet, will be the 3-year anniversary of him losing his 16-year-old daughter to suicide. And I talked to him at work. I said, here's what we're doing. Told him about the campaign that we were starting. I said, you've had to have reached out for help, or you've had to help others, or, you were propelled into this scenario. Who's out there? Who can we help? And he, without hesitation, sent me Dr. Mage's information. He said, that's who you need to talk to. He said, they're doing great things. So that's how we got hooked up with them.
Well, that was good, because you've developed a relationship with this group, and you've actually gone and kind of hung out with them, not for the competition. You've gone to like their meetings and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, you've become very involved with it, which is really cool. I mean, to not only find them to have a fundraiser for them, but then get
as involved as you are with them, and then continue to work with them this will be the second year of us working with them, which is, there's nothing better than finding that right fit and then just continuously just pounding at it and like working for them and, trying to make everything better for them so they can do more.
Yep. And on the event page too, down towards the bottom is a picture of me and that mental health officer, Andrew Cortez, I believe is his name. Nice. But he'll be at the comp as well for everybody to meet.
Well, that's cool.
Did he grow a beard for us?
I don't know. He hasn't grown a beard for us, but he's pretty baby face. He's like Scott's forehead. There's not much there.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Corey writes, thanks for this. My 13-year-old is currently in a treatment center in Wyoming. Not much available for teens. Yes.
Yeah.
What's up, Corey?
Dang,
that sucks.
December 17th, a year ago, December 17th, so just over a year now, I lost my 13-year-old nephew. And it's no warning signs, no, I thought it was an accident at first until they were able to tap into his school computer, and it wasn't.
Well,
so
I have a very similar story too with, and it was shortly before I left, kid that I coached for years, like he was just like one of my favorite players. I had coached him for football. I coached him for baseball. He was just one of the brightest, most outgoing, fun kid that just wanted to please me. And like the same thing, it was just out of the blue. And once again, they found out, he was getting bullied in school. And I was just torn apart by that. So,
Dr. Maisie too has gone to most all the local schools around here and different functions and programs they've had, and talking to the kids and stuff as well. And they had a event, kind of like a fair type thing, set up at one of the schools, and there would be a group of children. We're talking elementary school children, like 3rd to 6th grade. Okay. And they would go from one table, spend 15, 20 minutes and go to the next, and they would just rotate. And each table had something different, whatever. And Dr. Maisie was one of the stops. And she started, and each time she got a group, her questions kind of developed and so forth. So my sister corrected me there. That's my sister right there. It was my great nephew.
Shannon has a sister.
Hey,
wow.
She would talk to the kids, and we're talking elementary age children, and she'd ask them, "So, what is your biggest fear?" And she said the number one answer from elementary age school children with their biggest fear was dying. That's unreal.
In elementary school?
In elementary school. In rural elementary school. And I don't say it like that, mental health doesn't care if you're rural, urban, big city, black, white, yellow, green, orange, gay, straight, vegan, meat eater, old, young. Doesn't matter.
Nope, not at all.
Well, and the unfortunate thing too is some of those things that you addressed in there are cause kids to be mean or nasty towards other kids because they're different and they're not like them. And those are the kids that, bully these kids and they tear them down, and these kids just get scared, they get depressed, and they don't know what to do. And, when you're young and impressionable at that age and you're just confused, you don't know what to do. And, I don't know why it leads to that. Like, why does it lead to I guess it's a kid thinking like, well, that's the only way he can get away from it. Like, this is the only way I can get away from it, by killing myself.
Yeah. Cause realizing kids are jerks to each other. And, when you're going to school and you're just there and you don't have a lot of, you don't think you have resources that you can just talk to someone about it, and they're potentially just worried about maybe they're going to get made fun of, you know what I mean, for just bringing it up. And there's definitely other options.
But I mean,
sure.
do either of you guys did either of you guys get bullied in school when you were younger?
I did.
All the time.
Yeah.
And like, how did you guys handle it?
I would try to turn to laughter. That was like make fun of myself or them or whatever, just to get the idea of bullying me away. Like one time, like, I don't know. No. Yeah, I was definitely bullied.
Yeah. So
But
that
did
is a huge response to not just bullying, but depression in general, is to try to make a joke of everything.
Yeah. That's it. That's the first thing. Like, that's what I always did. Like, that was the first thing I went to, and never thought about it, wasn't taught it. That's just where I went. And I guess it worked because I kept trucking along. But yeah, man, kids are jerks.
And adults as well. There's a lot in the workforce and stuff, and, you know, and just in society, hell, on social media, you can't post anything on social media without half
Everybody's
of it being
wrong.
people talking shit.
Oh my gosh, people have different ideas about stuff. This is crazy. You're stupid.
Yeah. And then they make up stuff about you and try to make you feel bad. Like, you know, that's the worst too. Just getting bullied online when it's not even true. And and then it's a group of them that just attack you.
Yeah. Jeff Harris talking about he got bullied until 5th grade. And that's when I started standing up for myself. So that's a similar situation with me. I was bullied a lot in elementary school and junior high. And I think it was 8th grade, 9th grade, somewhere in there in gym class, PE class, whatever you want to call it. And this one kid kept bullying me and stuff. And I finally turned around and broke my hand on his chin. I didn't get bullied no more after that.
I bet not.
See, my whole situation.
A lot of kids don't, a lot of kids don't have that. It doesn't work out that way for them.
See, I have a completely opposite one of all you guys. Like, I got, like, mine didn't really happen until I was like in middle school. I think it was like 6th, 7th grade.
That's when mine started, was middle school.
And there were these two guys that were relentless on me. Like, and there was nothing I could do. Like, I was terrified to go to school every day. Like, I had study hall. They sat behind me and they would just, and then they would just talk shit into my ear and just like literally scare the crap out of me every day. And like, I would try to move and like the teachers wouldn't let me change my seat. And I don't know how I ended up getting past it, but now that I'm older and everything, these guys like want to be my friends, and I'm still like, F you guys, man. I'm like, no.
So one of the only times that I can remember like really, really being in a fight, I guess I was getting bullied in elementary school. It was in elementary school, and a kid down the street like beat the crap out of me for really no reason. Like, was just like one of those things. We were all kind of playing after school or whatever. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to beat this kid up. And he tried to ask me to be my Facebook friend the other day. I denied that crap. I was like 7 when it happened. I was like, nope, declined.
Yeah. See, now the comments, everyone's bringing in their, yeah. See, like Caroline, someone tried to bully me once in school, but most of me being bullied has happened since it. Well, that even sucks. I mean, I think a lot of the adult bullying is due to social media, like Shannon said.
100%.
Dang, Kyle Waller said he'd stay home.
Yep, I was there too with you, man.
So all these comments, that is one of the many benefits of what we have started with this competition and the Big Shave Facebook page and stuff, is people opening up.
Yep, absolutely.
To let others know they're not alone. They're not the only one. And
it's good to open up.
It's been a absolutely wonderful ride with people reaching out, and it's been pretty cool.
Who would imagine this whole thing would still have this much momentum, over a year later? Like, this all kind of started out as a joke, really. And then it's in the 2nd year of it being a full-on live event. Like, that's great.
Yeah, and for it to make the impact that it did too, to boot is just like crazy. Cause we do these things all year long with other people and stuff like that. But this, for some odd reason, this one like really hit a nerve, and this one really took off way more than any other one has.
It hits home for so many people. If everybody will be honest, it really hits home for so many people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, this isn't the first beard competition that's helped raise money for a type of organization like this. But the thing is that, this just goes to show you that finding the absolute right fit for your competition will lead to successful things like this. And that's where it's like really trying to find that right fit for who you want to work with, and they want to work with you because they can see the benefit out of it.
Yeah, and it's truly so last year, our first comp, I think everybody's kind of like, a beard competition. I'm talking community wise, locally.
Yeah.
A beard competition, really? It is getting some traction.
Locally.
Yeah, it's getting some traction. I think it's going to improve every year. I think there's going to be a significant higher community presence at this one. Just a couple of shout outs. We had a photographer that we reached out last year to that was booked. We had another photographer booked that came up with COVID the week before, so we didn't have an actual photographer at the comp. I posted on a Fayette County Facebook page a couple weeks ago, looking for a photographer for a charity event. And the one that I was recommended last year messaged me like 30 minutes after I made that post, said, "Hey, I remember this event. I would like to help this year." And she's all in. She's going to be there. She's already shared the flyer on her page. She's actually going to donate some of her pictures for the auction.
What are they pictures of? Do you know?
They are going to be, so here there are what they call the painted churches. There's 5 churches, small community churches here in Fayette County that are the painted churches. The insides of them are just extravagantly painted and decorated, old school Catholic churches, and they have tours, and they, it's a pretty cherished deal. And she's got a picture of each of those. She's doing 5 8x10 photos of the painted churches that she's donating.
Connie said this to you. She said, "Hi, baby girl." She
8 foot by 10 foot. That's humongous.
Yeah. I will say this. Nobody bullied me when my sister was around. She'd beat the crap out of them.
There we go. Kyle Waller has one. He said, "Show off that jersey, Shannon, for those who weren't lucky enough to get one." Look at that. Yeah, you got to move that beard.
Move that beard.
It was good,
yeah.
Man.
And another one, a local. So you remember our auctioneer from last year?
Yep.
Mr. Lee Fritz. So I reached out to him a while back, and just kind of a winking, "Hey, what are you doing January 21st? And he replied back, "Well, hopefully I'm flying back from Denver that day." I'm like, "Well, crap."
Uh-oh.
Is that he's calling you right now to tell you his flight got canceled?
Breaking news.
I said, "Well, so much for that." I said, "All right, we'll make do with somebody else." Nothing else was said. Like a week later, he messaged me back and said, "Hey, I just changed my flight to Friday. I'll be there." And
Nice.
he does a lot of stuff in the community. He does a lot of the sports casting, sports announcing and stuff. He's just a huge supporter in the community. He actually lost his only child to natural causes when she was 16 years old. So
That's got to be, like, I can't even imagine how incredibly difficult that's got to be.
And he does a lot of radio programs and stuff, and he's got me set up to do a radio interview with the local station coming up here too.
Well, thankfully we're getting your feet wet right here, right now.
That's right. You're just getting all warmed up for your big radio debut.
Yeah. Don't you have to warm up your voice or something stupid like that?
Well, we got something you can take along with you. You can take this with you. This is your new sticker right here. Hot off the presses, Pandabread.
Believe I made that like lickety split.
That was pretty good. I saw it pop in there.
I've got another lady that I work with that she was actually at the comp last year, and she just, heard about it, and she came and afterwards she came up to me just crying. She said, "This is wonderful." She does stained glass, and I posted one piece that she's made already that's going to be for auction, and she sent me a picture of the in progress of the next piece that she's donating. She's going to have 2 custom stained glass pieces that she's done. That'll be at the auction as well.
And these will be live auction items.
Yes, sir.
I have this one live auction item in the Rolodex here. This is also going to
Speaking of,
go up. Look at that.
Oh, do you have it already?
so do you those? He's talking about the side banners, not the great big.
Yeah,
one
not
in
the
the
middle
middle.
one.
Buffalo.
There's only 2 of them made. So one of those buffalo head banners that hung on the back of the stage at the 2022 National Beard and Mustache Championship in Casper, Wyoming last November is being donated by Beard Team USA and will be up for live auction at UMatter 2. There's only 2 of them made.
And they are amazing. They are not they are not junk banners. Like, these things are extremely well built. They are really nice, and man, they're gonna look good in somebody's house.
They are gorgeous.
So not only are you guys having a live auction, but you guys are also going to have a raffle as well.
Correct.
The general raffle that everyone's used to. You buy tickets for $20, and how's donations been for that?
Good. We've had several people reach out. I've received some items in the mail already. Received another item yesterday that's going to be up for raffle. And
You're going to raffle off your bills?
let me just go get it. We'll give him a plug. He does a lot for stuff.
Sure. He's going to go get something.
While he's doing that, let's talk about this new sticker that
Look at this.
Shannon. Wow.
Pandabread. It's probably I think that might be better than chicken bread a little bit.
Yeah, it actually might be. If I would have had time, I would have put a little beard on it.
I can't walk away for 2 minutes.
Oh, Pandabread's back. All right.
This will be a raffle item as well. And this
My
is
gosh,
from our
bubble
buddy
wrap?
Scott Turner of Jaeger Bomb Design.
Nice.
Never heard of him.
Scott Turner was in here earlier.
Yeah, he was.
This
He
is
went
a
out-
cigar humidor.
Okay.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
Come on. That's cool,
That
man.
thing is gorgeous.
Well, you're gonna win that for sure.
I don't either him or Jeff or Crystal. I bet you they're going to be
Right?
the
They're gonna
three
be,
that
they're gonna be
go
fighting over it,
nuts for
punching
that
each
one.
other.
You know what else is going to be a raffle item?
What?
Aaron
The
D.
boot.
Johnston. The
The
boot?
The boot
The boot. Oh yeah, I saw that picture.
from Jason Kiley.
Oh, yes. Kylie's the boot.
boot.
Go to Jason Kiley's Facebook page. Not Jason's page. Well, you can, but the page, who's going to get the boot?
Yeah. Who's
And
going to
you
get
can
the
buy
boot?
raffle tickets
Facebook.
for the next boot, and you'll also be able to buy chances at UMatter 2. But the next UMatter 2, or the next boot by Mr. Jason Kiley, is going to be at UMatter up on the raffle table. And I had a picture of the rendering of it. This is not complete or done, but this will give you an idea of what it's going to look like.
Look at
Wow.
that thing. I like it.
I
So
like
you
this.
can win that at UMatter 2.
You can win that at UMatter 2 by buying raffle tickets, but you can also buy raffle tickets for the next boot for your club or comp, for your upcoming comp, or you don't have to be a member of. I mean, you can buy raffle tickets for the next boot and give it to whatever comp you want it to go to.
So speaking of Mr. Kiley, let's talk about, you got some judges. Let's talk about these judges you got.
Yeah, so we started off. Oh, there you go. Matthew
Yes.
has knives and metalwork. They'll be there as well. So yeah, Jason Kyler's going to be there in person, huh?
In
Pandabread?
living color, the 2017 world champion freestyle and best in show is going to be a judge at You Matter too.
Gosh,
And his beard's grown back, so it already looks like that already again.
it's exactly like that. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it'll look like. Not any different at all.
Who else we have judging, Mr. Johnston?
Oh, well, I mean, I think we're going to have Miss Inkara. That's why you had to go find another photographer, because she can't take pictures and judge at the same time, obviously.
That's right. The most non-judgy person that we all know we have as a judge.
Yeah, seems fitting. She knows what a good beard looks like, that's for sure.
And
she does.
Last but certainly not least on your very amazing judges panel down there, Dan Silky Brown,
all the way from the UK.
Silky
London
Dan Brown.
adjacent UK. I think his plan is to land Thursday before the event, and me and Natalie are probably going to pick him up. We'll see. Maybe we'll make him like hitchhike from Austin, just like give him that good old USA experience. Just hitchhike to LaGrange. You'll be fine.
Make sure you have a sign when you're standing outside the terminal. It says Silky.
That's a good idea.
Mr. Stash Roll.
Yeah, we need a big Silky sign or something. That's fantastic. Something like the big one, like put glitter on it and everything. But like,
Natalie, get to work.
yeah, get to making a giant banner, Natalie. Get on it. And yeah, I'm super excited about this one. This is this MC's first time MCing, but we all talked about it, and we felt like he's like an entertaining, performery kind of person, and he may not have ever MC'd before, but he's done a lot on TikTok, and that's just as good.
Yeah.
So, we got Carrie bow and arrow.
Bet she's gonna shoot some snakes out of his sleeves.
Carrie bow
probably.
and arrow.
What's wrong with Carrie bow and arrow?
That's not his
All
name,
the way
Aaron.
from El Paso.
Yeah, he's gonna be driving in from El Paso. And I
Ugh.
think he'll get in Friday, and hopefully he's going to pull some magic tricks on stage. I'm really hoping, because I emceed in Central Texas a few years ago, and he made me hold a cucumber. No, not the cucumber, but the other one. I don't know. It was green. Celery. That's the word I'm looking for. I had to hold a celery, and he cut it with a card. That
Green
was
pepper.
pretty good. Nope, it was celery. I figured it out already.
Cucumber.
We asked them, Jeff Harris.
It just happens.
We're like, hey, will you come be a judge and MC? And they were like, sure, we'll do that. As long as Jeff Harris isn't there, they said, and we lied. And they were like, Jeff's not going to be there. And all of them were like, we'll be there. But you're going to be there, and they're all going to be super mad.
Yeah, they already got their tickets.
Too late now. They're already locked in. So you're safe, Jeff Harris. You know what isn't safe? Apparently, I'm cutting Jeff Harris's beard off at You Matter.
What?
Yeah, I'm
he's
cutting him
gonna
into
do
a goatee.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's been talking about it.
I was joking. And he said it on Ray Norcross's show last week. He was like, yeah, I'm cutting my beard to a goatee. Aaron's gonna cut it on stage. So I was joking.
Yeah.
Apparently we're doing
He
it.
actually was talking to me at Harry Holidays in Keller in December. He said that for You Matter, he was going to do. Thank you, Andrew. I'll look for that. We already showed your flyer too. He said he was wanted to do the style stash, full beard style stash, and he was going to cut down the goatee. And that's when I broke the news to him that it was just going to be one category per competitor. Without the craft battle, you can do the craft battle and in your regular category. But he said he's been talking about and thinking about going goatee for a while. So,
speaking of craft battle, now this is a really cool thing that you guys do that you did last year. And of course, we were all involved with the Craft Whisker Club and the craft battles that go on. But this event is where we did the very first live action in-person craft battle.
Live
An hour
action.
before the competition, which is, yeah, there it is. Look at that. We're changing shows now, right in the middle of the show.
Apparently, I went on the wrong side, but you get the idea.
But yeah, so once again, you guys are going to be doing that again. Is there any anything we need to know about that specifically? Like who's going to participate? Like what's
how's that going to work, Shannon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the doors are going to open at noon. The craft battle is going to start at 1. The craft battle will be open to the first 10 people that sign up.
Ooh.
They got
no
spots for
more.
10 folks. No more. And at 1:00, we're going to start the craft battle. Regular comp registration will continue. It will start at noon and go until 2:00 whenever the actual competition starts. And the registration is going to be only day of at the event. We're not going to do any pre-registering or online or anything like we did last year for that.
Just day of registration. So
Aaron, we should do it.
What?
We should do the craft build off.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
It'd be funny.
It would be pretty funny. You should definitely do it.
That's why I was kind of asking Shannon the details about it, because I was going to be like, man, if it's open to anyone, I'm like, maybe. But then it's like, it would be more fun if you and I did it, because then it'd be like a real craft battle.
I don't want to embarrass you in front of
Shut
everyone.
up. You're dumb.
As Brett comes in here with the stupid.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Stupid.
I did it on purpose.
Stupid. The
No, I don't think so.
Then Shannon can wear his I'm with stupid shirt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get my panda
God.
outfit out.
Brett's I'm not allowed to craft.
Whoa, Tisha says we got some good bags this year. Is that as in good bags of like stuff to build beards with?
No, just bags.
Oh, do we just have to build bag beards? Jeez,
That's
Bag
use your
beard.
imagination.
Oh,
And then Beards for Big Love said you need 3 more guys and can build a panda transformer beard. I like this.
Well,
We can all make a panda beard. Anyway, what else do we have to talk about? We've pretty well, I don't know, we could go on and on, but it's time, apparently. Go ahead, Shannon.
before we close out, so we've
Yeah,
talked
man, you're
about our charity and how this got started and all that, and the comp itself and stuff. But we could not have had the success that we've had without Honest Amish and their support. 100%.
Just happy to help, man. This is a
Been
good event.
absolutely vital to the life and success of it.
Well, we're trying to do all we can, and one event at a time. And this is one of my favorites. So let's make it bigger and better than it's ever been before. Every year, I don't know. I have a lot of faith behind this event, and I think the sky's the limit with this thing. So
I think it's gonna be pretty awesome.
I'm so excited that the city is kind of getting more behind it this year. They definitely missed out last year because it was an amazing event, but we worked out some of the kinks. Now the people that's never seen one before will see a better one in action. Yep. Hopefully, probably.
And then maybe for the third one, we can do a parade through town.
I bet that can happen.
Let's do it.
So pre-party and brunch will be at the same place as last year as well. Sorry, Post Oak Bar and Grill.
There you go. Yeah.
Cool.
Friday night and Sunday. So if you were there last year, it's the same stuff. Everything's on the event page. I'll post the address to this venue. I was going to do it the other day, but I forgot. But the venue address will be on the event page here momentarily. So Shannon, thank you for everything. You do amazing with this event, and you just amaze me with everything you just keep coming up with. And this is a great event, and I'm looking forward to it. And the people of LaGrange are looking forward to it. That's my favorite part.
It's going to be awesome. It's definitely been a group effort.
Well, Shannon, we'll see you in a few days. If you are in the LaGrange, Texas area, January 21st, you should come to the Historic Casino Hall and check this event out.
You should.
Thanks for tuning in to Talking Beards. Make sure you go over to honestamish.com and use promo code TalkingBeards to get 15% off your order. Don't forget to tune in live next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern at talkingbeards.com.